This is a video on replacing the high pressure fuel pump in a Mk7 GTI. I've seen a lot of videos on how to do it, but they're all several years old and describe how to do it with a different generation engine, with a different version of the part, and I haven't seen any videos on this current generation of high pressure fuel pump. What the high pressure fuel pump does is in the name. It takes fuel here that comes from a low pressure fuel pump in the tank and sends it out here to the fuel rail. It's driven by a cam, and a follower that's in here. So when you take the pump out, you should also take the follower out and make sure that it's worn, or not worn excessively, and needs to be replaced. That was wear on the follower and wear on the cam was a problem with previous generations. My car has 135,000 miles on it, and I saw no wear at all on the follower. Why did I replace it in the first place? There were two instances where the car would not start. It would crank, and it would like a little bit of burst of start, and then nothing, like it was getting no fuel at all. And then after a bit, it would fire and run fine. I checked the codes later, and it indicated low fuel pressure in the rail. And so I read that there were some issues with the high pressure fuel pump in this generation of EA888 engines. So it's easy to get to, so I figured I'd replace it. It is held in by two 10 millimeter triple squares. And this hard fuel line has a tapered fitting that goes up into the pump. So after you release this nut, which is held in you can use a 17 millimeter wrench to undo it. It still is sticking up into the pump a bit, and because the pump extends down into the housing a bit, they interfere with each other. So the fuel line, unless you're going to like bend your fuel line and potentially put a kink in it, you should remove a clip that holds the fuel line in place so that you can pull the line out of the pump. That is down in there. To access the screw to remove it, you need to move the intercooler pipe, and to get to the screw to remove the intercooler pipe, you need to take the air box out. So once you've done that, you can move the fuel line, pull it out of the pump, and then the pump will pull out. Installation is the opposite of removal. One other note is Deutsche Auto Part sells the factory part, which is $750, but they also sell the same pump from the manufacturer. It's from Hitachi, but it has, for $300, but it has an additional port here. It's not used on the engine in the Mk7 GTI, so it needs to be plugged. Deutsche Auto Part kindly lists the part number, but they don't explain when you might need the part. So for comparison, see, there is no port on the original high pressure fuel pump. After I replaced the high pressure fuel pump, my car ran a lot better. I guess it had been slowly degrading, and with the new high pressure fuel pump, the engine's got a lot more pep than before. I was not expecting that. And that's it.